let this until such time as the board finishes the job.
No, it's not everything. Okay, I've got us on record.
Okay, so Shamrock. Oh, yeah. I'm done, see it.
Gentlemen, can you all take your seats? Thank you. Okay, this is the September 16th meeting of the Policy Committee public hearing and meeting the Stratford Regional Planning Commission. And let's see now, at this point, we would best be served by introducing ourselves, starting with Ken at the end of the table.
Ken Orman, representing the City of Rochester.
Dirk Timmons, representing UNH.
Bob Jaffin, Rochester.
Ed Anderson, Hampshire DOT.
Stephen Jeffrey Barrington.
Steve Conklin, Barrington.
Ed Camo, Brookfield.
Cynthia Copeland, Stratford Regional.
Lou Vita, Middleton.
Marilyn Barton, Stratford Regional.
Brian Tapscott, Summersworth.
Tom Fargo, HDES.
Sandy Keynes, Rochester.
Dan Camara, Stratford Regional Plan. Mark Ambrose, Stratford Regional Plan.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to move right on to item 2, which is a public hearing. I'd like to open the public hearing by, let's see, and the topic will be amendment number 3, and this will be covered by Mark. Mark, you are...
All right. So in your handouts and also up here, we have the project list from Amendment 3. We got the draft in August, and we had a few comments that added 3 more statewide projects to it from DOT at the end of August. So there's not a lot actually happening directly impacting our region. There's all the projects on draft amendment, or the Amendment 3, are statewide projects. We have, the first one is installing weather stations, and the funding's being reduced to about 1/10 of what it was initially through the Highway Safety Improvement Program, where the funding is being dropped a little bit also. There's the municipal urban projects for compact areas. Slight funding change there, another reduction in funding. And the secondary system
This is done with a motion.
reclamation and rehab, which is also having a slight funding decrease. The way it's set up here is the existing, it's in the tip now, is this red line. And these green lines are the proposed changes. Once again, we received one comment from Hampshire DOT to add these bottom 3 projects here. And we also received a comment from Coast about adding the Spalding Express bus service, which we realize is not on our tip. There's been some mix-up, so we're going to have to wait till Amendment 4 to get that in there. It's also going to trigger an air quality determination, so we didn't have enough time to get that done for this amendment. This amendment is not going to impact our conformity at all, air quality conformity for our region. All the projects in it are exempt from conformity. That's about it. If anybody has any questions about this amendment, I'd be happy to do my best to field them.
Recommendation of TAC.
Yep, TAC made the recommendation that the policy committee approves amendment number 3.
Ken?
I do have one question about the reduction in 11, 12, and 13 of money that goes to municipal urban projects, compact areas. Are those reductions, if I'm understanding correctly, are those reductions because there is simply less money available, or are those reductions because projects, the local leaders decided that those projects shouldn't move forward?
I'm not entirely sure. DOT, I know, has been breaking projects, specific projects out of the statewide category to give more detail about where this funding is going. So I don't have details exactly about where that's going. My guess is they've because of the funding situation that New Hampshire's in right now, we either reduce the funding for that reason, or the projects were broken out at some point to other projects, or specific projects. But Glenn, I don't know if you have
It could be a
details.
mixture of both those. I don't know exactly this project, but I'm
Yep.
sure it's probably, some is being broken out, and I'm sure some is being reduced because of budget. We're just trying to do the best we can with the constraints.
In the column under equity bonus, flexible, or STP, is this areas over 200,000, is that a population number that we're talking about there?
No. What it is when we get the HSIP money, there's a certain percentage of it we can spend on, there's certain categories under that program, and one of them is just flexible, so we can spend on what we want to for safety purposes, and that's what that is. It's in case it's one of the DOT safety projects. I believe that's going to be going to help to collect the road inventory for intersections, and help the road safety analyst program.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Any further comments from the public? Seeing there's no further comments, a motion would be in order to close the public hearing on fiscal year 2011-2014, STIP Amendment Number 3. Do I hear such a motion?
I move to close public hearing.
Second on the motion to close? Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of closing the public hearing on STIP Amendment Number 3, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and the motion is unanimous. Okay, and the public hearing is closed. Moving right on to staff communications. Cynthia.
Yes, I just wanted to let everyone know that we had a really successful summer this year with our interns. They were out doing the traffic counts and the culvert assessments, and we did a different approach this year. Normally we have one full-time intern running from May through mid-August when they go back to school, and this year we decided to double team it, and it worked out really well. One person had a strength in one area and the other person had a strength in another. So working together, they were able to keep double team, keeping themselves up the energy level, and also quality assurance. And they got a lot of our culvert assessment, more than Dan had thought they would get done. They got done. So they gave a presentation, a very excellent presentation on their summer's work on the culvert assessment work and the traffic counts to our TAC meeting in August. And for the first time ever, we got 2 thank you cards from our interns thanking us for the opportunity to work for Stratford Regional. And Nick said it was his best job yet. So, you know, someone said it was his first one, but you know, it was very nice to get those thank you cards, and it was, we miss them. It was a really good summer. And the second thing I'd like to note is this week, Michelle, our regional planner, has been down in New York City on a 4-day transit planning program, and she's learning. This used to be a program that was provided by Federal Transit Administration, and they've now outsourced it, so it's being done by a private firm. And the instructor actually did transit service analysis up coast in the 90s. So that was a really good link for Michelle, because he knew the area and he knew the system, and so he was able to provide some details to her to help her in this training. So this all will provide us the ability to work with Coast and others who are interested to do collect data and do analysis of their systems and look at expansion. So we're really excited, and I know Michelle will be working with Dan on this because he's just finished a new route map for Coast. So, and Dirk and Wildcat, if you ever would like some support, you know you're welcome as
Right.
well.
Thank you.
So that's all I have.
Thank you, Cynthia. Marilyn, any comment?
Yes, I just wanted to remind those that are here that are commissioners as well, that the next meeting is Thursday, September 29th here at Conference Room 1, and I'll be sending meeting packets out at the end of next week. And also, our chairman, Ed Jansen, if you notice, isn't here today. He's in the hospital, and we have a card for him if you'd like to sign it. I'll be passing that around. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Then moving on to item 4, action items. I believe you all have received a electronic copy of the minutes of June 17th, the MPO meeting minutes of June 17th, and you also have a hard copy in your files that you have in front of you, and a motion would be in order to approve the minutes of June 17th. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt as reported.
Okay, the motion is made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Discussion. Omissions, additions, corrections? Hearing none. Sensing the readiness to vote, all those in favor of approving the minutes of June 17, 2011, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and the policy committee meeting minutes are approved. Okay, moving right along to item 4.2, which is a approval of the STIP amendment number 3, which was open to public discussion a few minutes ago. And I believe, Mark, do you have a comment to make on this?
Comments from this?
Yeah, do you want,
I would just, once again, like the comment was, Coast wanted to have a project, the Spalding Express project included in this amendment. They've found the cash match in the shipyard, or from the shipyard, to provide the local match for the service. And the scope of the project is going to change a little bit, which is one of the reasons that we couldn't get it in Amendment 3. We'd have to redo the off-model analysis for the air quality, so that we're including the new portion of the route. But we're waiting for RAD to send out basically an official letter giving us the revised scope so that we can redo the air quality analysis. And we're hoping to have this, our public hearing starting in, or our public notice period starting sometime in October, so that we can approve Amendment 4 in November. I think the shipyard wants to have this project, their goal was to have this project going January 1st or sometime in that area, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer than that before they're going to be able to start operating.
thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Okay, at this point, a motion would be in order to approve the STIP amendment number 3 as discussed earlier. Do I hear a motion, such a motion? Okay. And a second on the motion. Motion made and seconded. Okay, discussion on amendment number 3. Ed? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Given what's been going on at the national level and at the state level, I am no longer comfortable voting to approve any amendment to the TIP that doesn't clearly show some decrease in projects as well as funds.
Comments are noted. Is there any further discussion?
Just, I guess, addressing that quickly, in our TAC meeting, there was some discussion about how we need to change our funding assumptions for Amendment 4 and redo financial constraint with Amendment 4 for the TIP period because of the funding realities. The situation's changed a little bit, and we need to make sure that we are still financially constrained. So, it's looking like in October, November, we're going to be redoing financial constraint and taking a closer look at what we can actually fund, and it may require some projects being delayed or coming off.
This morning, we got word that the authorization for the surface transportation